final day of the 2025 season. Three great matches on show for you today. Starting on 12 o'clock in the background with our WSL champions, the under-21s, taking on South Hobart. Starting at 12:15 on the main ground, it'll be our WSL team. Also wrapped up their league title, taking on South Hobart. Presentations to follow at the conclusion of both games. 2:30, our MPL Tasmania men's team taking on South Hobart in their final game of the season.
Like it.
on. I should have just said, so I wasn't trying to have the bag. I always know, so it doesn't matter what happens here.
Super League Round 21 clash. With your 2025 League champions, the Devonport 6 Strikers and South Hobart. Your two teams for today's game for the visiting South Hobart. Number 1, Jenny Carra. Number 3, Sophie Westwood. Number 4, the captain Lucy Roberts. Number 7, Madison Chambers. Number 8, Jasmine White. Number 9, Isla O'Connor. Number 10, Laura Davis. Number 11, Matilda Heddle. Number 13, Danielle Canagisa. Number 15, Stella Petterum. And number 16, Ruby Bachelor. On the bench, number 5, Phoebe Tippett.
Here we go again.
Number 14, Hilton Peterson. Number 18, Nina Daniels. And number 20, Jasmine Williams. For the league champion, Devonport Strikers, in goal, number 1, Michaela Mitchell. Number 2, Tully Park. Number 5, the captain, Georgia King.
Hello and welcome to Valley Road for the Round 21 final matchup of the WSL between Devonport and South Hobart. League champions Devonport Strikers looking to finish off the league unbeaten in style this season in what has been the marquee matchup of the league over the last few years. This team in second, South Hobart, on 41 points. Welcome in here today. My name's Alex Mummery. Thanks so much for joining us on the coverage. As I said, the Strikers have been such a dominant force this season, and they, have just gone unbeaten almost through 2 whole seasons. Really something they make a habit of up in the northwest, with Ulverston doing so in 2018 as well. I'll quickly run you through the teams while the captains get set for the game. So Devonport in the blue today with Michaela Mitchell in goal. Tully Park, Georgia King, Annalie Bidwell and Annabelle Wiley will be marshalling the back 4 today. Abby White, Aska Doy, Whitney Knight, EJ Sullivan, Grace Sims and Holly Emmett to round out their 11. South Hobart in their sort of light blue, this greenish kit today. Jenna Farrow starts in goal with Sophie Westwood, Lucy Roberts, the captain, Maddie Chambers, Jasmine White, the current Golden Boot leader, Isla O'Connor, Laura Davis, Matilda Heddle, Danielle Canagisa, Stella Petterum and Ruby Bachelor will round out the 11 for South Hobart. And as I said, for South Hobart today, it's a bit of a show of pride, you would think. A team that just hasn't quite got over the line. It's a 5-point gap at the moment, so unassailable for one game. I think it would have been nice for the neutral to see if this one could have come down and be one where South Hobart maybe have a chance of winning the title, but Devonport just too good throughout the whole season and really over the last couple of years in the WSL have been amazing. So it'll be good for their supporters to send them off one more time and have a bit of a trophy celebration after. But for South Hobart, they'll be looking to see if they can't send a bit of a message going into next season as Strikers do get it underway and they try to get it going quickly. Whitney Knight involved. She'll get it back again and use those hips well. It's down to Abby White. And South Hobart will get their first touch of the football today. Doesn't go too far. Nodded down the line for Ruby Bachelor to go try and find her front 3. Ball will get thrown back in and early phases. Devonport are just on top at the moment. Comes out wide for Isla O'Connor. Nice little cut inside. Beats Sims. She'll go for a large switch across. Doesn't quite get there. Sullivan comes in to make the interception. Sims looks to get it going forward again, and this is her target. I think, interestingly for South Hobart, you'll notice a few more of those younger sort of names. Stella Petterum and Isla O'Connor, 2 of them. Maybe just a bit of a look towards next season from Ken Morton as that ball comes in from Chambers. Does find it at the back post and well blocked away by Mitchell and Emmett, who've teamed up there to deny Matilda Heddle, another one of those younger South Hobart players. It's a good ball across, I think, from Maddie Chambers. And Heddle maybe just pulled out of the challenge right at the end, but it was a good scrambling save as well. Lucy Roberts will come across and use that left peg of hers to swing one into the box. It's low this time and goes away by Emmett. The bell rung a little bit on that one. It's nice feet by Jasmine White. It's her old club. She'll want to show that she's made the right decision of coming back for South. Nice long ball for Whitney Knight to try and chase down. Batchelor's there to scramble. Her back pass still under pressure from Whitney Knight, and Batchelor will just say, I'll just release the pressure there. Devonport, it's really just more of the same. They've only had one draw this season after 2 draws last season. Ball goes back in and it's headed away by Roberts. Jasmine White just thump it out of play. Knight almost gets in the way there. Under hit a little bit from Georgia King, but she'll get it back and again maybe undercooks her pass slightly, but enough space is left for Emmett to run into. Heddle's trying to chase back. The clearance doesn't quite work out from Westwood, but Jenna Farrow will pick up. It's interesting really just to think about how this season has shaken out throughout the WSL. I think a lot of people might have tipped South Hobart to recalibrate this season and maybe get over the top of South, but I think they've just been missing a few of those key players through injury. See Lucy Roberts only coming back halfway through this season and really been working her fitness back throughout this whole campaign. Without Pichon Choi as well. And they also lost Graciela Baez as well, who was in the midfield for them last season. So that midfield has really been a bit of a makeshift kind of thing for Ken Morton's side this whole season. He's trying a variation on a 4-4-2 for a long time. Going back since Lucy Roberts to play a bit more of that marshalling midfield role. Laura Davis in more of a 10 position as Knight uncharacteristically shins that one out of play. Okay, Olahead also going out of the side for South Hobart, and early in the season was one of their better players in creating that structure in midfield. So a few tweaks for them to make. Looking towards next season, what do they do? Because this is first season in charge for Ken Morton, whether he wants to keep going, as that's a nice ball in for Grace Sims. She hits the byline, pokes it back up for Aska Doi. I think for Tom Ballantyne, on the other hand, it's really just been a team that he's been able to kind of almost roll out every week. A few little tweaks here and there. Equally has the experience of the likes of Georgia King and Lucy Foote. But I think most excitingly for Strikers fans, the likes of Grace Sims really this season has come into her own, and Abby White, I think last year, had that same effect as she tries to get it through to Whitney Knight. Doesn't quite reach Wiley, and the counterattack's on here for South Hobart. Jasmine White is streaking through the middle. She's kept going here, and just a little bit of a heavy touch. Namesake Abby White just getting a little foot in, and a good chase back from Holly Emmett. I think that's the other part that I think Strikers supporters and really viewers of the WSL have enjoyed from this side is those sorts of more unsung kind of role players like Emmett, who has the ball here. It's a nice turn by Doy. Obviously, they've got the quality of Asker Doy there, showing it on that occasion. As Grace Sims, can she chase it down? A little bit of a heavy touch on that left foot. But yeah, the likes of EJ Sullivan, who is a very young player as well. Emmett has created a very hard kind of back four to get through for the strikers. Kind of allow that star quality to shine from Asker Doy and Whitney Knight. Batchelor plays the ball well up the line. Davis. King is trying to find a pathway through. Makes a ricochet off Roberts. Does find its way to EJ Sullivan on that far side of the ground. The poke through doesn't quite get there. It's really just a question of when or if this Devonport team is ever going to lose. I think today South have a decent chance. I think that would really a little bit of motivation to kind of just soften the party for the strikers a little bit today. Just go in the end of the season thinking not completely undefeatable. It will be a big task here at Valley Road. One of those things, I think this Strikers team travels so well, but is a threatening place to play, both in the men's and women's competitions. So throw comes into Maddie Chambers, twisting and turning and almost floating over the top of Michaela Mitchell's head, but she takes it quite comfortably in the end, and then old school drop kick and launches it forward. Headers come through and it finds its way to Whitney Knight to spray a lovely pass out to Grace Sims. Farrow kind of comes for it and says, just let my defender deal with it. And it's a strong challenge coming in. And a yellow card as well for Isla O'Connor. Just outside the box, says the referee. For a minute that he wasn't going to give that one. Probably just not enough of the ball and a little bit too much of the body. And now this is a very threatening area. Jennifer Farrow is going to have to make a bit of a decision about what she wants to do here. Looks like she's shaping up for the cross in from King. King could bend one in from here. Is Georgia King, and Farrow nice and clean hands on the exit. A little bit of a tricky one early in the game. You don't want to see that one bend into the top corner if you're a keeper. So she's done well to be nice and clean in that challenge. Tries to get it going quickly again, but well snuffed out by that Devonport organisation. I think with Devonport having such defined roles amongst most of its players, it does make that sort of transitional defending very clean for them. Here's Knight. It's another low raking cross and well taken by Jenna Farrow again. In the game early here, the South keeper. Ball kick is an accurate one, finds Laura Davis, but her first touch is snaked off her by Abby White, and White will take a nice turn and didn't really have anything in front of her on that occasion. Wanted Sims or Doy to come to feet, but didn't get the run. White again. And Potherum is just clipped on the way out. Big long ball up in the Davis direction. South Hobart looking to play quite direct today. They're wanting to go fast when they do get that football. And when you have White and Davis, it's kind of the MO of any team. You want to use their pace and directness. Just turn out of trouble. Abby White again, who's had a lot of the football today. Just thumps it forward. Westwood's clearance is a little bit scuffed. She'll go again and thump it forward. And Heddle can't corral that ball for South Hobart. Emmett will look to throw in. Lee tackled by Lucy Roberts, who's been managing the threat of Uskadoy today. And Georgia King, characteristically with so much time on the ball. I get this as players move later in their career as they used to be midfielders and just slowly move backwards. I think King just has that confidence on the ball and wants to get further forward, and she often is. Nice play from South Hobart comes through the middle. On the half turn. Back out to O'Connor. Westwood. Her thump forward is cut out by Sullivan, and a little bit scrappy early on. Both teams sort of playing these direct passes forward. Here's Chambers. Running down the line. Crossing in. Ooh, and cross comes shot. Almost found the top corner. White and Heddle were lurking back there for South Hobart. Impressed with Stella Pethram coming into the team for South. In that double pivot, they're playing a little bit more defensively than what I've seen throughout a lot of this season, South Hobart. Just receiving on that half turn, and if she can turn, she will, and if not, she hasn't been. Again, I think for Ken Morton, it's seeing a little bit looking towards the future as Holly Emmett doesn't keep that ball in. Obviously, they'll want to be retaining their star players, and I think this season's been a little bit of a challenge, I would say, for likes of maybe less so Danielle Canagisa with all her experience, but I think Laura Davis coming across from the Lions and playing a bit of a all over the park, in the 10 for a long time, filling in at striker, fit in together with Jasmine White. At times it's looked just overwhelming to some teams, but it's come up against Devonport and maybe just need that little bit of extra control that is an element of the striker's game. Here's Heddle using her pace well. Sliding young player for South Hobart. That ball is not a bad one to the top of the box, but no one's making that Frank Lampard run. And Whitney Knight will turn her way out of trouble. Canagisa for company. Interesting little through pass, and flag goes up for offside. There's a nice run made by Sims and Whitney Knight. Just an array of passing and control of the ball has been such a feature for these past two seasons for Devonport. You don't want to overstate the influence of one player too much because it's been a team effort for sure, but I think Knight coming to Devonport last year was a welcome surprise for them. Chambers again, working so hard down that flank. Real handful for any defender to deal with. Roberts. Weighed by Knight. And Doi can't find a way through as yet. South are working their way into this game nicely. I think managing the threat of Usker Doi very well in the midfield. Whitney Knight's had some good-looking runs and some interesting passes happening for Devonport. Haven't quite come off yet. I think South will be happy just holding them at 0-0 for now. Equally, Jasmine White's probably touched the ball 2 or 3 times. And again, they just like to go forward, both of those strikers for South Hobart. He's away with a raking ball in and a head up in the air by Batchelor. Works out very well in the end for Farrow to take. And again, they're going very direct. Here's White. That's her strike partner in Davis. She'll go forward again. Cut out by Holly Emmett. Peddle. Let's chop inside. This has been a good battle so far. Emmett, just a very hard character to beat in the tackle. It's alright, we know would not want to come up against her. She really puts in. Does not shirk anything on that defensive side of the ball. Dwayne makes a little skip pass. And Wiley is evaded by that one. Tully Park trying to find a way through. Another one of that sort of younger brigade of Devonport strikers. It really just bodes well for the future, obviously, when you can learn off the likes of Georgia King and Whitney Knight. The mentality they'll have in this team will stand them in good stead for a long, long time. It just means you can't really be working for that place, even if you are sort of under the age of 20, likes of EJ Sullivan. South themselves now trying to work into the game a little bit. Westwood, nice raking wide ball to Connor. Comes up against Abby White, who flies into that challenge. Westwood again. Kind of goes up the line. Edel trying to get through a couple of blue shirts. Nice long throw in. White. Wiley with a good through ball. Knight in a foot race and hits it up. He chips it over the top of Jennifer. Classic Whitney Knight goal from distance. Got on the run beautifully and tucked it away superbly. That's why she might be the most dangerous player in the WSL. Whitney Knight putting Devonport 1 goal to the good up. After a little bit of a pedestrian passage of play, with South Hobart having a fair bit of the ball, give her a bit of a window to aim at and she'll hit it. That was right into the top corner. I think that's really been the difference in these two teams throughout the last 2 seasons. That's just been that bit of clinical edge. Knight just weighted that shot absolutely perfectly. It's going to come out really nicely on the match highlights. And she just adds to that ever-growing bag of highlights for the strikers. It's interesting to me. I think a lot of people, including myself, doing sort of that end-of-year thing you do where, who's been the best players of the season? Who might win that MVP at the end of the year? Knight won it easily last season. That's another nice through ball. This season, I think it's been a lot more close between the rest of the strikers squad, but particularly Uskadoy. Georgia King as well, in some ways, marshalling that defence has been excellent as well. But it's moments like that where you just think, as Doy might prove me wrong there, with a lovely little turn and through ball. And here is Whitney Knight again. Goes around the challenge of O'Connor. Goes around another challenge. Sizes it up and looks for that back post. Batchelor in the way. Roberts just avoids the penalty there. Devonport player going down in the box. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at the awards dinner whether Uskadoy does take out that MVP trophy and some other awards, but Knight, when she's at full fitness, she has been in the last few weeks. It's an amazing thing to see. Back heel comes through. Now South, I want to respond pretty quickly here. You don't want to be seeing that top clock tick down with Devonport leading for too long. Davis can't turn. Big sliding challenge by King. Heddle, good feet, low ball in. And cleared it away for a corner, much to the chagrin of some of the car owners in the Valley Road car park. Roberts will come over to take. Again, this is where we've seen the likes of Olahead and Choi over the last while. Let's make a difference for South as Roberts again doesn't get her corner quite right. So White's done well to chase it down. Gives it back to Roberts. She'll have another go at it. A little bit better, nice little dinking pass. Sims will try to counter for Devonport. Counters a sea of green shirts. Looks for through ball of Whitney Knight. Just a little bit too much on it from the young winger. Petham's ball doesn't quite make the journey. O'Connor now. Good ball in for White. A little bounce pass. Just a little bit towed. Davis again will turn on the spot. King gets a foot on it and then falls over and all backed up by Annalie Bidwell. Goes wide. Back into Whitney Knight. And surveys that field beautifully. Canagese is trying to watch her every move. King will tee it up and slice one forward. Just finds the South Hobart header. Batchelor's been good in the air so far. Interesting little turn and through ball, and Heddle will try and run that down. Heddle's been doing well up on that right wing. Really a good contrast between the wingers on this near side. Both Sims and Heddle, young, pacey players. I think big futures ahead of them. O'Connor goes straight to White, who can't twist and turn away out of trouble. Direct ball in from Westwood. Away by EJ Sullivan. Knight just exploring the space up there for Devonport. Just can't switch off on her at all. She'll sneak her way into some sort of area. Should be able to find it in space. Wires crossed there by Westwood.
In midfield, we're overload them massively. Every try and work it into Abby and Tully more often.
Comes into Abby White. Almost space to shoot, but she'll play a lovely looking through pass. Just running out of legs is EJ Sullivan. Thrown forward again. And Jasmine White. She's shaped to shoot. It's White. Blocked away. And enough safety for now for Devonport. Chambers with a bit of space. Good ball in. The header comes in and it's flapped away by Mitchell. White was making that near post run. Now White marauding through the midfield. Hetheram. And Emmett and Head will continue their little 50-50 battle. And South Hobart had probably more of the control in this game. Just a bit more of that territory. It's been a very transitional sort of game. Westwood tries to get a switch over, gets underneath it a little bit, finds Batchelor in the end. Nicely done by Wiley to pick the pocket of the opposing number. Kanagisa with a bit of time. South Hobart trying to play through this midfield now. Doing well, get that space. It's a lovely set up and it's a little bit too far in front of Isla O'Connor. And this is probably the other test for the younger players for South Hobart as well is adapting from those sort of bench roles that they would have been accustomed to in the WSL. Really just stepping up to that extra bit of pace as you do when you start playing for the seniors. You might be able to run out that game in championship. Any unders, but it really is a different kettle of fish every time you step up a level. See how Ken Morton wants to adapt in his second half, or if he will even need to, given that South Hobart have been in this game well so far. Peddle and Petheram get in each other's way. Sorted out in the end. Heddle again. Nicely done again by Abby White. Making some crucial interventions. To Whitney Knight. Sims. Away by Westwood. But just taking a little bit of time to survey the situation here for the strikers. Into Uskadoy. Little twist and turn. And it is Uskadoy. Doesn't quite get hold of that one. Well done again by Doi. Starting to have a little bit of influence on this one. And as I was saying earlier, I think it has been pretty well managed by that South Hobart midfield. Stella Pathram's almost had a defensive role on Uskadoy. She hasn't really been able to do too much of this so far. Thumped in by Emmett. It's a confusing ball, and Sullivan was the one who ran at that one. And I think Farrow got there just, fumbled it still, and then tumbled over by EJ Sullivan. It did look like he's a little bit sore there. It's a really challenging high ball for Jenna Farrow to take. So just give both women a minute to catch their breath. Farrow in first, but almost kind of misjudged that one completely, and then Sullivan trying to get out of the way as Farrow kind of scrambled to get there. Just being legged a little bit, and a little bit of a hard impact on the turf. Just looking a little bit sore. Walking off, which is what you want to see. Do breed them tough up here on the northwest coast. Take a fair bit to keep the likes of Sullivan out of action. Farrow will receive the drop ball when the referee deems appropriate. Inching towards half-time here at Valley Road. The throw comes back in. Abby White can't quite get her to flick over the top to work. Abby White to Doi. And a creative little outside of the boot flick on. South playing a little bit shorter since the goal has gone in. Davis misreading the run of Chambers, who's swapped wings. Catherine just getting that ball through. Davis turning again. Collect that ball again. My one sort of hesitation with playing Davis in that 10 position, as she's done throughout this season, really playing an out-and-out 10 days. She does love to turn and go direct. I think as a defensive midfielder, with the backup of your centre-backs, sort of play for that burrowing turn and run. She's got power and pace that is hard to deal with. He's a little bit, I'd say, can be one-dimensional at times from both South Hobart strikers. Like to turn and run and use their pace. I think against the less experienced teams, or teams that don't quite have midfield running of Devonport, that can be absolutely incredibly dangerous. Devonport just manage that. They don't mind the strikers coming to get the ball, but they don't want them running in behind. Speaking of Devonport centre-back, it's Georgia King. Doi, little shimmy. Ball comes through for Grace Sims to shoot, and foot saved by Farrow, finds the back of the net. Pulled back for offside. Creative ball from Uskadoy. First time she's really had much space at all in this game. Looking to pull the strings to spring Sims. That just came from another good Abby White challenge and recycle of the ball there. Dwayne did shake two markers to the through ball. Must have only just been marginally offside there. Devonport will want to go in 2-0 at half-time if they can. They'll really just kill that momentum out of the game. South, while it's still 1-0, will feel like they're in the game. Had a few little half chances. Mitchell has had some saves to make. At least some scrambling to make. She doesn't always have that to do every game. Michaela Mitchell, one of those, I don't know if it's the luxury of being a keeper in the top club. It does mean when you have to make those saves, you do concentrating the whole game. Chambers' ball is just a tiny bit behind White. King will set up and find Uskadoy. Petheram really been staying with Doi tightly this whole game. It's well done by Stella Petheram. Basic ball to Davis. She gives it back to Petheram. Spins out of trouble. Roberts hits, and it's a looping ball. Michaela Mitchell, for a second, panicked that was in over her head. Well clear. I think that's been the other aspect to South Hobart's season, is recovery of Lucy Roberts. Really a dominant player throughout South Hobart's title a couple of years ago. One of those unfortunate aspects of the women's game and women's sport in general, just the prevalence of ACL injuries. Work their way back into the side. I think in previous seasons, sorts of opportunity, I've seen them go in from Lucy Roberts. So hopefully with another season under her belt next year, we'll see her really firing on all cylinders. Here's Uskadoy. So calm on the ball. Good piece of vision from Abby White. Miley overlapping and managed well on the far side. Rudy Batchelor in the mix over there. Westwood's been taking this short every time, and South aren't looking to really press Westwood, but they are looking for that second ball, and they do get it here. Knight just leaves it behind. It was a nice little tee up by Abby White. That's a classic pressing situation when you get it to that fullback and just bring that pressing trap. Just a little bit fluffed from Whitney Knight, uncharacteristically so. Into the middle by Emmett, it's one of those dangerous balls you don't really want to see your fullback making. Pulled up for a handball on Rudy Batchelor. It's an unfortunate half volley. This crowd's starting to build up now. The under-21s game on the other pitch is finished. Day of football and up here at Valley Road today. We have Devonport versus South Hobart in the men's after this one. Interesting sort of mixed emotions game. Obviously have this celebration for the women's team, but we'll see South Hobart lift the trophy on their ground today. Again, I think both teams will want to spoil the party if they can, as Jasmine White is offside. Interesting sort of mirror match up here. Devonport are winning the title in the women's and South Hobart in the men's. We do know beforehand, so I think probably more excitedly South Hobart supporters will be tuning in later on. As I said, it doesn't mean there's nothing to play for today. As much as the title's been sewn up, these two teams have been rivals over the last couple of seasons, and South have been the team that just had the wood. Sorry, Devonport have just had the wood over South Hobart. And they're the sorts of games that have really decided the title. Both teams really cleaning up a lot of the rest of the opposition. Chambers can't track that one down. South will hold on to possession though through the throw. Davis. Doy. Just get clipped on the way out. I think that's been one tactical piece Ken Morton's absolutely smashed out of the park in this first half, is how well Pethram and Roberts have managed Oscar Doy. And in some ways, the goals come from a long way out. Beautiful Whitney Knight finish. So coach should probably say fair credit to the other player there. Maybe not to do with how the team's set up, as Doy rolls a nice little ball through. Varro characteristically out early there. Pick up and snake it away from Whitney Knight, who was running in. From thumping that one through. There's no window for her to get it through to her wingers though. Touch pass to Doy. Falls to Sims. Be Knight. Turning around one. Chips it up, and a little bit of a speculative shot from Whitney Knight. So momentarily get the halftime whistle. Pretty tense tactical battle in this first half. And really just a moment of, I say genius, but opportunism from Whitney Knight. Emmett and harried and harassed by Chambers. Sends it forward. Chambers will get the ball back. Petheram again. Mades the look at the heels from Abby White. O'Connor. Nicely done. Chambers tries to poke it back to her fullback and will win the throw. Petheram again. It's Chambers. Referee's found a little foul in the build-up here. Might be a little end of half chance here for South Hobart. Skadoy is nowhere near 10 yards back there. Referee's not stepping it out. Tully Park is now. Kanagisa over this one. Launches it in. It's a decent ball. South Hobart shirt has run off the back. It was Laura Davis. Connection from last couple of seasons at Kingborough almost paying off. South will get a corner here. It's Heddle who is standing over this one. Interesting that Kanagisa hasn't come up to take. She's in the box though. Actually not a bad delivery from Heddle. A little bit short. Good shape on it. She'll get it back. She have a window to get across in. Here's White. Well done by Sullivan. Sullivan again with a big challenge, and that will be half-time. Or the final round of the WSL between Devonport and South, with Devonport going in 1-0 to the good through a fantastic Whitney Knight. A little lobbed finish. Caught Jenna Farrow off her line and put it away beautifully. And that is the difference at the moment. It's kind of been the difference between the two sides throughout the last couple of seasons. It's just those little moments as South Hobart just get taken a little bit advantage of by that sort of experience from the strikers. All to play for still in the second half. South have by no means been out of this one and have created some good pressure themselves. So looking forward to the second half with you here at Valley Road. And we'll rejoin you in just a few moments.
Quarter pounder or 6 chicken McNuggets. And the new McDonald's Land Shake with 6 souvenir kits to collect. Feel like a kid again.
You say you love McMuffins so much. And yet, you choose McCafe's delicious new blend first. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back for the second half of this final round of the WSL between Devonport and South Hobart. 1-0 to the Strikers in the first with the Whitney Knight. Bit of opportunism. And see whether South Hobart can ruin the undefeated party in the second half, or whether Devonport will cruise to second undefeated season in a row. My name's Alex Mummery. Thank you again for joining us as we get back underway in this second half. And Devonport immediately look to go on the front foot with Wiley playing into Sullivan to Tully Park. Chambers, get it for South Hobart now. Batchelor overlapping. White turns the corner. Heddle will try to play it to Isla O'Connell. South trying to start this second half with a little bit of energy. Win the ball in a good position here. Westwood retains possession. Batchelor. Chambers. See done around Sullivan. Tucks it up into the white direction and a little flick on. Into the awaiting arms of Michaela Mitchell. South have had a few good runs like that. Haven't quite eventuated for them as yet. The Devonport strikers happy to sit on the ball just a little bit more in this second half. Wiley carrying it through, gets her head up and sees nothing in front, so takes a shot. It's well marshalled by Jenna Farrow. Batchelor. Davis. Have space to run, cut off by Bidwell, who does infringe. And foul in a decent position for Danielle Kanagisa to take. Tully Park again, doesn't give her any room. Referee finally tells her to take a few steps back. Kanagisa's ball floats in. Turn away by Chambers. Chambers again. In the white direction. And away again by the strikers. Sims gets out and uses those long strides. Some pace. Cuts inside. There's a wall of South Hobart players for company. And Devonport will try to structure it through their midfield again. Thumped forward by Abby White. One-on-one battle between Batchelor and Sullivan. Chambers. Muscadoy making a little interception over on Lucy Roberts. That was almost a moment of danger for South Hobart. Well pushed forward. A little bit of a mix-up by Batchelor. I think it was Westwood there. Kanagisa, sorry. They do tidy it up in the end. Let's see the Devonport subs starting to warm up. Interestingly, Sam Hardy, who's been an assistant coach all this season, and I don't know if she's even played a game this season, as after being a long-time strikers player, and before that, one of those Ulverston undefeated teams. This will be one where Tom Ballantyne will want to make sure the win's secure before changing things around too much. See in the all the media this week that it's really been a focus for Devonport to see this one out, and it's a massive achievement just winning a title in any right, but to not do it, to do it without losing 2 years running, not even one little slip up, is a fantastic achievement. You wonder where to from here for the rest of the competition. I know South Hobart had a similar season a few seasons ago. Bidwell just pops it down the race there. She's trying to find her way to the other field almost. So just going to be more of the same. South Hobart came in with a lot of fanfare this season, and they've done very well to only lose 2 games. Again, 2 of those games against Devonport, and that's really where that title is won or lost. And it's just about what can they do to get over the hump to beat this really ferocious team. Had a few ins and outs throughout this whole year. A little bit unsettled, I would say, despite having such a good run of results throughout most of the year. Just with Aaliyah Browning going back over to Knights as well. They probably could have used her at times this season. Again, harping on the likes of Pishon Choi as well. They'll think if they can sort of stabilise their team and just get that consistency going like Devonport have. They don't change their lineup very often. Maybe they can push towards it again next season. This Park does well to get out of traffic, and another big spin from Oscar Doi. Emmett's ball in. It's a bit short, but almost found its way to Doi. Wiley's ball in. Did well. Just pick up the crumbs for Devonport. And Ollie Bidwell popping up with some very crucial goals from both centre-back and defensive midfield this season. Just playing that really classic defensive centre-back role today. There's a difference in the first game that these guys played up at Valley Road, and I thought for a time that South Hobart were going to win that game. Coming back to run out 2-1 winners. And the other part of it is not just the league results that they've had over South Hobart, it is the cup results too. A double 2 years in a row. That's after South Hobart beating him in the Summer Cup last year as well with a fantastic Lucy Roberts free kick. It would have been maybe a little bit of a difference maker last season had Lucy not got injured. But ever since that moment, Devonport haven't looked like losing. Here's Grace Sims. Well, foot in. Good foot in there by Isla O'Connor. It'll just be the second corner for the game for Devonport. As Georgia King makes her way up from defence. For that front post run of Doi, finds a little flick on. White's in there. White gets it down. Batchelor off the line and into the arms of Jenna Farrow. Well, for half a second, I thought Ruby Batchelor just looped it up into her own net. Well managed by the South Hobart defence, and goes to show having some players on the line. It's a bit old school these days, but can go a long way, particularly on that back post. Referee pulls transition foul up and a yellow card comes out. Second one of the game. Jasmine White's looking in a little bit of pain there. Just got kicked in the ankle. Classic sort of transition professional foul, but that might have knocked her for a loop. Kanagisa gets the magic spray up and just trying to help her out a bit on that right ankle. Testing that mobility. Looks like she will make an effort to get up and hopefully receive some treatment on the sideline. Interestingly, not having to go off, just the referee. Actually stopped the game. Normally would, but looks like Jasmine White's back up and ready to go. Kanagisa will just take it early. Another short, long ball. South Hobart win that. Oh, sorry, Devonport win the throw-in after protestation on the sideline. Davis. So limited influence on this game so far. Heddle blocked off by Emmett. It's just an absolute brick wall back there, Holly Emmett. Often on an island one-on-one. Don't know how many times I've seen her beaten, but if she does get beaten, she's going to be working hard back to make it hard for you. Makes it very easy to have such a defensive sort of brick wall at left back for any coach. In modern football, that sort of lockdown fullback role is probably less of a thing, as you want the thrust forward. In saying that, I think it can really just settle the nerves down a lot and make it very, very hard for the opposition when you have a strong defensive player out there. So approaching the hour mark, 30 minutes to go in this one. Let's just have a bit of a breather both sides. Mitchell does get us back underway. Kanagisa. Nice line ball from Batchelor. Chambers with time. Fires it in and away by King. Doi. First time she's taken a little bit of time to chew the fat on the ball, and that's really well done by Petheram. Had Chambers on her left and didn't see her that entire time. I think just was happy to slow down Aska Doi. Roberts. Chambers running into the dugout area. All picked up by Kanagisa. Sims. Tully Park. Wide for Wiley. Gets to Sullivan, who'd bomb forward from full-back. Well, I don't think she thought she liked any options forward, and I'll just get rid of that one. And have a bit of a stoppage. Laura Davis comes over to get some instructions from Ken Morton. Back to Kanagisa. Cannon's in. King. Batchelor can't quite get through. And a Bell Wiley challenge. Up forward again. Kanagisa. Batchelor. Doi. Westwood solid today back there for South Hobart. White not followed up that well. It's Jasmine Williams, that was, just come on as a sub. Roberts. Chambers again. Batchelor's bombing forward and almost over the head of Mitchell. Dangerous ball. Had the attack at the back post as well. Mitchell had to be clean there. I think that would have been flying in. Williams has turned out of trouble there nicely. And another foul. South Hobart starting to get a little bit of wind behind them, their sails. As it's Jasmine White again, who's been in the wars. Ankles are going to be a little bit sore after this one. Kanagisa and Roberts both like this one. Roberts' delivery a little bit off today. Kanagisa's had the better of the dead ball opportunities, but I think if it's going to be a shot, it might be Roberts. She does go for it and just curls it past the top corner. Kayla Mitchell with a little bit more to do this last couple of minutes. Really starting to press here. Petherham has been very impressive today, just in that midfield. South Hobart, good energy, dealing with such dynamic midfield that the strikers have. And Whitney Knight hasn't really seen much of the ball in this opening stanza of the second half. It's Williams again. Batchelor. Away with another beautiful looking spin. But again, enough South Hobart shirts around to manage that threat. Williams. Strength from Wiley. Good character. Williams is... We didn't announce that well enough earlier. Williams has come on, I think, for Matilda Heddle. Come straight into that 10 position. They've put Laura Davis on the wing and she's made an immediate impact, Williams. She's again trying to get through some challenges, but Doy will pick her pocket. Whitney Knight now. Just for the angled ball. A tough bobble. Elkie Peterson as well has come on as Farrell. Farrell will handle nicely. Sullivan comes forward again. Well, maybe he has more time than she thinks today. Really getting rid of that ball extremely quickly. And it will just take a touch. As Petherham has enough to get in the way. Through comes into White. Turn again from Davis. And ricochets harmlessly into the arms of Michaela Mitchell. South Hobart starting to run out of time to knot this one up. By no means have disgraced themselves today so far. In some ways, just a bit of nous, a bit of class from Whitney Knight, and maybe have to consult some keeper coaches. Just taking advantage of Farrow a little bit off her line. Batchel looks for that ball in towards the striker. It's not happening for it. About 20 minutes to go. It's Davis who's moved out to the wing, goes around Emmett. Still going, Laura Davis! Saved well by Mitchell. South starting to turn the screws a bit here. I think we're wanting to keep this pressure on. Confidence is coming up a little bit. It's not well dealt with by Bidwell, sorry. Doy, languid style. A little bit too chill about that one. Or goes out wide again for Davis. Finally able to get her in some space today. Low ball. It's bouncing into the back post. Chambers just lurking back there. It goes back towards the byline. All back in towards White. And away and out for a corner. Bidwell and King talk that one over. Said earlier, South just starting to ratchet up that pressure. I think the tactical shift from Ken Morton's been a good one. Getting Laura Davis out into some small space on that right-hand side. Kanagisa. Should get another go at that one. Bit of a kung fu kick away from Georgia King. Very short this time. Doesn't want to take it on again. Chambers going to the byline again. Sutherland with a good foot in. That time will earn another corner. Remarking earlier on Emmett's one-on-one defending. I think it's a feature of both fullbacks, really. They don't get beaten easily. And if they do, they'll stay with you. Kanagisa's ball, yeah, not her best. Was right on it in that first half with her delivery. Won't be happy with herself on that one. South Hobart veteran. So just get another change coming, and a little stretch of the calves from Georgia King. Mitchell to take. Looks like she's wanting to wind up and go long. Doy with a flick on. Cut out by Roberts. Williams going to stay with Doy. Here goes the through ball looking for Sims. As Isabella Taylor has come on for Devonport. Another one of these young, rangy sort of wingers for Devonport, sorry. Tom Ballantyne wanting to just change it up a bit. Knows the energy's gone out of this one a little bit for Devonport as Doy's bustling into the front post. Most famous last words from the commentator. It's good pressure again. I think the other change they've made, that's Mia Smith out on that left-hand side. Get that confirmation when we can. Doy with the back heel. King. Bidwell. Plays it back to Mitchell. Rakes one forward. It's a dangerous ball in behind. I don't think many people are ready for that one. And Sims, who's moved over into the middle now, playing striker. It's a very young front three that Tom Ballantyne's going with to finish out this game. Yaskadoy just moving a little bit further forward in that midfield shape as well. As I said earlier, I think the tweak from Ken Morton, really a stroke of good thinking. It's made Tom Ballantyne react. Whitney Knight out of the game now. She's been the difference in this one so far. Will that give South Hobart another bit of confidence? Petheram. Roberts. A little bit overconfident on these longer shots. Lucy Roberts. She win that header though. Flick back over the top to Kanagisa, who does well to send the ball forward. Chambers. Shift to the hips. Classic style from Maddie Chambers. Jasmine White tries to poke around the corner. She go in again. Blocks off Taylor. It goes long. A little bit too direct. I know they've got Sims Taylor up there, the flowing blonde ponytail, so it can run quickly. Just losing that little bit of patience they typically display. White has gone out of the game a little bit. I want to start playing through her and Doy a little bit more. And they skip both of them on that occasion and goes out for a simple throw. Launched back in South Hobart. Davis again going around the outside of Emmett. Been talking her up all game, and now she has Laura Davis to deal with, and she's done well on that occasion not to get beaten, but this has been the thing that South have been wanting. Use Chambers and Davis as that ball carrier down the wing. Tilda Heddle has gone off outside of that position, and really it's just a different dynamic. I think Heddle started well. Davis offers a very different dynamic as a little bit of a half volley comes in. Chambers now chases it down. Williams blocked off by Taylor. Kanagisa's come forward. Patient ball now. Chambers weaves and will earn herself... Won't earn herself a corner there. For a second, the ricochet off Sullivan had meant it had gone out for a corner, but took another touch back off the South Hobart winger. The thing I do inquire about throughout this whole season with South Hobart is the amount that Davis has changed positions, often playing as a 10 or a second striker, and that's okay. Just wonder whether there's a bit more flexibility to put Jasmine White out wide. I know she scored the majority of the goals for this South Hobart club as Sims goes around and takes it early. Nice low shot, but Farrow deals with it pretty easy in the end. Williams gets held by Park. Maybe that's the plan from Tom Ballantyne. Soak up pressure, and often they're quite good at that, Devonport, and then spring in Sims or Taylor in behind. Bouncing ball for Bidwell. Chambers again. Can she find a teammate? Sliding challenge from behind from Sullivan, gets enough of the peel. Again, they spring Sims again. Kanagisa trying to marshal her off. Got a bit of the ball. Slows her down. Didn't put on a free kick, and Roberts comes away. Thumps it away. We'll get another substitution for South Hobart. Just listening into the instructions there from the South Hobart assistant. Looks like they're going back to front two. With Davis and White up top, and I don't want to get into the business of questioning coaching decisions, because the first one was, in my opinion, a great decision from Ken Norton and the South Hobart coaching staff. Just to give Davis more room to run. And wonder whether this might just cut her off again a little bit. We'll see what happens. South have had a lot more control in this second half. Chambers with the early ball in. Bouncing ball to deal with Emmett. Dumps it forward again in the direction of no one really in particular. Batchelor. Does she keep it in? She does. Whole ball had to go out. And it didn't on that occasion. Can see now. Mr. 4-2-4 from South Hobart. Chambers will probably drop back a little bit further than she was in the 4-3-3. Davis moving into that central area. Has Park for company. Turns the corner. Tees it back up to Williams. Shift to the hips. The worst strike from Jasmine Williams, but well over the top. So we have 10 minutes to go in this 2025 season in the WSL. It's been another one where Devonport have dominated. Can they stay unbeaten? They'll need to hold out another 10 minutes. They'll want to not just be unbeaten, they'll want to beat South Hobart for a third time. There's Roberts. Kanagisa. Roberts again. Batchelor. And well away by Annalie Bidwell. Can South Hobart pull one back here? Away by EJ Sullivan. Also be one of these ones where, I mean, probably don't look back on these too hard after a period of a few weeks or so, but Devonport do win this one. It will be a sizable gap, an 8-point gap, rather than 2 or 6-point gap that it would be if they lose or draw here. And it's looking fairly unlikely with 9 minutes to play. There's another substitution coming in. Grace Sims has really put in a lot of running throughout this game. And Madeline Payne will be the straight swap, play up forward for Devonport. One of these versatile players like Annabelle Wiley, I would really say. I think Payne quite a lot younger, but she goes in there, wins a free kick. Play in multiple different positions. This is me making an assumption, but assume the relation of Jordan Payne, who's really threatening to break through the men's NPL side for Devonport. Georgia King just taking her time, seasoned, experienced player, knowing that any second that ticks down is just going to be closer to the title celebrations for Devonport. Known for a little while now that they're going to be celebrating this. As that ball comes through to Taylor, just getting a little bit held by Batchelor, but offside is the call. A little bit of urgency now for South Hobart. Batchelor's ball. It's a good one. Finds White. A poke through to Roberts. Tries to go around again. And no foul called by the ref. Bidwell definitely wanting something there as that ball floats over the top. Nicely controlled. Back out to Williams. Early ball in. Comes over the back. It's a bouncing, chaotic ball. Finds Davis's feet. Turns and shoots. Blocked off again. Chambers. Chambers again! A good save, well held by Michaela Mitchell. Best looking shot of the game for South Hobart so far. See, that one is heading for the side netting. South have probably been the better side in this second half. Hasn't shown it on the scoreboard yet. They've put just that bit of extra pressure on Devonport as that ball goes through the middle. Sullivan doesn't deal with it. A big save by Mitchell. Ball still in for momentarily. That was hit very well. I think it was by Jasmine White this time. Mitchell just shut the door on that one. That was a clean piece of goalkeeping. Williams now. White goes early, and Mitchell not troubled by that one. So having this discussion a few weeks ago with some of the other commentators, who sort of makes your team of the year, and whether Michaela Mitchell is your keeper of the season. Given that Devonport are often so dominant, she doesn't have a lot to do, but that's the sort of thing where you think, well, makes a great save there. It's good enough with her feet. Maybe she is. Ball comes in. Out of play. Nina Daniels also coming on. Ball. Not the best ball back in, and South Hobart will just want to make sure they can take the most of these opportunities they're getting in Devonport's half. Devonport are defending extremely deeply. Since they've moved back to that front two, Jasmine White has been dropping in a lot more and trying to pick up that ball closer to her own defence. Probably the right thing to do. We've got Davis in over behind. Williams. It's been impressive since she's come on as well. And there's promising signs that some of these younger players for South are making an impact on this game. Will be contributors for the long term. Batchelor. Nice little back heel from Uskadoy. A bit of sauce on that one. It's Chambers. Locked off again. Defending impacts here, Devonport. Can she get any support? Chambers does well enough for the corner. It's been an exciting finish to this one. Again, it's not going to make material impact on the title race. I think for morale, if South can just pick a goal out here, that will do a lot for their bus trip back home. It's another poor delivery. Hasn't been totally on that in this second half. That ball stayed in, much to everyone's surprise. Ruby Batchelor, she's often the most alert. Chase coming across from Mia Smith and does win the ball, picks the pocket of Elkie Peterson. Roberts. No way forward for South Hobart out on that far side. Jasmine White again. Evades Roberts. Batchelor's ball just gets to Chambers. A little small window to get it to Laura Davis, but White's dropped deep again. Oh, that throw. Batchelor's hit Jasmine White in the back. It's okay. Chambers again. Sullivan relishing this opportunity to take on Maddie Chambers. Can't beat her on that occasion. Injury time now awaits as Tom Ballantyne will make his final substitution, bringing Holly Emmett over to this side of the park, as you see on your screen. And definitely taking their time to make this substitution. They'll be wanting to leak out as many seconds as they can. And And Sam Hardy does get her appearance. That's a nice little touch from the Devonport staff. A real veteran of the squad and someone who's been transitioning over into a coaching role for them. Ball comes in from Chambers. Still not over. Danger's not over. Nina Daniels. As they wanted a corner. They're not going to get it. Now into injury time here. She'll hit it long. Seconds ticking down. So Hardy gets her foot on the ball. Sliding challenge. Turn around the corner from Davis. Abby White. Hits the pocket again. Chambers. Doesn't have much ahead of her. Cuts inside. Goes back outside. Has 3 strikers' shirts for company. Just needed to release it to someone. Couldn't find a good window. And the strikers will get a little throw in here. They'll almost be wanting to go corner flag. It's been a good push from South Hobart in this second half. It won't stop until the final whistle. Can't quite do enough to get over the hump against this striker's side. Has been absolutely dominant over the last few seasons. No way through for South Hobart on that occasion. Maddie Payne. Hardy. Nicked off by Batchelor. Chambers again. Does she have the options in front? It's got Emmett for company. Tries to go around. Again, transitional recovery from Devonport is just fantastic. Probably many things that set them apart, but that is one thing on the defensive side of the ball you just can't question. It's Holly Emmett again. Doesn't stop trying. Doesn't stop tackling. Batchelor's ball. It's a nice direct one. Onto the feet of Davis. Just left it behind. Bidwell will bring it away. She'll thump it forward towards the corner. Still a few minutes in this one. Farrow to Kanagisa. Kanagisa with a lot of space in front of her. She's probably going to have to get it launched. Batchelor will try to get it to the striker. And back out again for Farrow and Kanagisa to work out what they want to do with it. Farrow to Westwood. Took a hard little bounce. Just bodied off. Abby White showing that strength and chips it towards the corner. Here's White again. Has to play in Payne, who's chased it down. And there it is. Full time at Valley Road and full time on the 2025 WSL season. Devonport running out 1-0 winners and running out champions, undefeated again for a second time running. Historic stuff for the league leaders. It's happened a few times in the WSL, notably Ulverston and South Hobart themselves a few years ago. To do it back-to-back, having not lost in 2 years, 2 league and cup doubles in a row, is just the stuff of legends for this Devonport Strikers team. And you can already hear the chants of champions happening on the sideline. South Hobart were brave throughout this whole year, and in this game, maybe they deserved a little bit more out of this game. Really just separating them. A fantastic little Whitney Knight finish over the top of Jenna Farrow. And that will be the final score here at Valley Road. Thank you so much for joining us throughout this whole WSL season. I hope you've enjoyed the coverage looking forward to hopefully doing some more of this stuff next year. Still have the men's NPL coming up after this big game between Devonport and South Hobart, a game which we will see South Hobart crowned champions. But as I said, it's been a fantastic season for the WSL, and we will see the changes in the team and potentially the structure of the league next year with Launceston City coming in. And as I said, it's been a pleasure to bring it to you. My name's Alex Murray, and we'll see you in a few moments for the men's NPL fixture after this one. Thanks very much.
Yeah, I just got to give the man a call and something else.
Just give me a thumbs up.
Ah, yeah, cool. Right, just check, but all up and going, ready to go.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Tony Pignano, I'm the CEO of Hobart, Tasmania, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2025 McDonald's Women's Super League Trophy presentation. Thank you for everyone who's come out today. It's a gorgeous Devonport day. Considerable difference to last year where we were in the pouring rain in the week. But congratulations to the Devonport women's team again, back-to-back champions. Fantastic effort. Congratulations, Tom, as well. Another trophy in the captain case. Becoming repetitive, but I'm sure you love it. I'd like to now call on the captain of the Devonport Strikers, women's team, Georgia, to come and say a few words.
I guess firstly, thanks to South. It's always a great battle to get to. You girls really strong this year. You probably took the pressure off the class a bit at the start of the year, just with a few signings. So I think mentally that really helped us. So yeah, thank you for the game today. Secondly, thanks to all the supporters that come out every week. We really appreciate
present the trophy to the winning captain.
Congratulations again to our Women's Super League champions, the Devonport City Strikers.